Hey, welcome to Graphic Policy Television, GPTV. I'm Brett, and my hands is Knock 'em Dead, collecting the 5-issue series published by AfterShock. You know, I've done reviews for all the single issues, so how is it the trade collecting them all? So this is written by Eliot, Rahal. Mattia Monaco is the artist, Milla is the colorist, Taylor Esposito is the letterer. So Knock 'em Dead. It's about this guy named Pryor Brice, who's a stand-up comedian, and he's just not very good at it. And there was a night that Pryor goes out, he's trying to come home, gets in an accident, and everything changes at that point. He winds up being possessed and actually being funny. So this is just, like, it's hard to describe this series because it's really different and it's really interesting. But it's this horrible comic who winds up being a success because he's possessed by other comics who are way more talented than him. It also dives into then his relationship with his sister, who wants him to like grow up and get kind of a real job and stop daydreaming about being a comedian. And that relationship there. And in some ways, I would call it like the story is about corruption of success. And, you know, what we will do to keep up our success after kind of getting a taste of it. And we can, you can replace the ghosts with drugs or bribery or sex or whatever. It's really that kind of a stand-in to represent that, how far we will go to get to that level that we want to get. And the series is a really interesting one. Like, part of some of the folks that I've kind of gone back and forth with online, we get the stand-up scenes and with Brice, with Pryor, and, Eliot holds off on what the actual punchlines and jokes are. And, some like that, some didn't. And I liked that aspect of it. Like, I actually really kind of dig the stand-up scenes. And part of it is because, like, no matter what was written, whatever we come up with ourselves is going to be funnier than whatever Rahal comes up with. And I think there's something kind of brilliant of recognizing that, of not pushing the punchline, not pushing the joke, which actually might have made the comic less interesting. And I think overall, like, the point of the comic isn't the jokes. It's not the stand-up routines. It's this corruption of its characters, both Brice and his sister. And how far they'll fall, like, once success hits them. To me, that's kind of the key. And, where the series goes, I think is really kind of interesting at the end. Like, it goes and wraps up in a direction I wasn't expecting at all. As far as, like, extras in it, there's some cool ones. There's some interviews with comedians, which I think is neat, and then an interview with the creative team, or some of the creative team that I think is pretty cool, and some art gallery of the covers. The style of the art, I think, works really well with the story. It's something kind of dark and I don't want to say twisted, but like it hits the mood, and at times it really captures like Brice bombing so well. Like, this is where he's just doing horribly. I think it's a pretty, the comic I think does a really good job of just nailing Pryor's desperation. It really kind of captures the body language and the face and the movements and all that, and just how bad he is. And then you can see how things change when success starts coming around. Like, I think all that changes slightly. It's a really interesting graphic novel of the price of fame and how success corrupts us, and I think there's a lot to it. And it's one that I'll admit that the first issue or two wasn't quite my thing. Like, I was interested, but I wasn't quite sold. But as the series goes on, it really kind of sucks me in and got me really interested. So it's one that grew on me a lot, and I think by the end of it, I enjoyed it. So yeah, like, it's worth checking out if you kind of like that concept of the crappy comedian having to find success and watch that success literally go to his head. This is for you. out in comic shops now. It's been out for a bit. You can go get it. We got a link beneath the video. Put it in your zip code. It'll tell the comic shops near you. No comic shop, no problem. We do have some links. There'll be affiliate links, so we get a small percentage by doing that. You'll support our site, so thank you. Speaking of support, I want to thank AfterShock for hooking us up with a review copy, and of course, thank you all for watching. If you are into AfterShock, if you're into comics, check us out every single day at graphicpolicy.com. We're on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Tumblr, all at Graphic Policy. Keep it nice and consistent. Until next time, keep reading those comics, and keep it geeky. Hey, thanks for watching the previous video from Graphic Policy Television. Just by watching, you help support our site. Thank you so much. Now, if you're watching these videos, you probably care about geeky things like movies, television, comic books, toys, games, video games, you name it. You can go and subscribe right now to our YouTube channel to stay in touch and catch all the new videos, or check out our website at graphicpolicy.com. There's a nice link on this end of the video. But as always, thank you for watching. Keep on rocking and keep it geeky.